Good afternoon, guys, and get your Breton shirt on, get your jazz master out, get your curtains or bowl haircut, because Slowdive have released their third song from Everything Is Alive, coming on 1st of September. Wow, one of the big three shoegaze bands. You don't mess with these guys. Wow, the cavernous wall of sonic mastery. Delays, reverb, Strymon timeline. Neil Holsted's Hall of Fame, the Eventides, the TC Electronic Hall of Fame. I said that already. The Rat, the Strymon Deco, the Strymon Blue Sky, Big Sky. Wow, it's all in effect here, and they've gone all out on a massive sound here. The only criticism I would make is that I thought the song was going to go somewhere, and it didn't really change. I guess it's just trying to get you in this hypnotic drift, which I kind of like anyway. But I thought I was preparing myself for a bit of a change, where it's going to elevate in dynamics or change chord structure, but it didn't really happen. But I think it's probably my favourite out of the three so far. The sound is massive, a big cavernous wall of sounds, a dreamy drone. But yeah, proud day for us shoegazers. These moments don't come about often. Check my band out, Breather. Obviously, we're trying to keep in that vein. Not many guys like us from the southwest. So yeah, please check us out. Southwest England, Plymouth, to be exact. So Breather, we're trying to carry the torch for the genre, as well as incorporating other styles of alternative music, which I think is really important for a band to grow, really. Because if you're just purely in one style, then I don't think you're gonna get too far. But if you've got an eclectic blend, then there's a bit more chance. So that's what we're going for, and as long as we're enjoying the music and feel that we've written the best things we can and are getting the best sonic results, then that's all that matters to us. But yeah, so there you go, another Slowdive single out today. And if you look at the track listing, I'm not going to play this track out because the audio quality is awful coming out of the laptop speakers, so I certainly won't be playing it like I did. That's why I didn't go live with the premiere, because I thought I'd just let you guys listen to it in your own time. Then you've got your own, your own system of listening to it, whether that be headphones or a nice set of speakers. So I thought, yeah, we'll blast this out with some Genelec or KRK speakers. Really, so there's not many speaker systems that can really touch upon the wide breadth and depth of shoegaze textures. It's just not much. You can't really play it out loud. It is purely headphone music, in my opinion. Yeah, I think headphone music, and I think that's what makes the genre kind of, the people who listen to it. A lot of them, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of them are just like reclusive kind of people, because of the fact that you have to kind of listen to the music through headphones, really, to give that full effect. It just doesn't hit really out of an average pair of speakers. But yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, I'm hoping for a bit more. I reckon the non-singles would be the best tracks. I really do. I really think the best stuff is to come. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have a great lot to say about it. It's a nice delay, some like nice analog delay that I can hear. quite early on, like 1 minute into the song, there's some really nice delay flicker going on. I thought it was a bit too maybe bloated with reverb, I think, which is a stupid thing to say, but I just think that there should have been like another kind of layer going on. I think it was just like, it might be a bit too like, it's hard to explain sounds, but I just thought it was a bit too airy, and I think it could have done with some kind of like sort of flanged like lead line or something, you know, just more of a drier guitar to kind of have like a backbone, I think, to the music. Instead of it was just a bit too floaty, if you know what I mean. I think it needed a drier guitar in there, just strumming away, and then that would have like formed the basis of some kind of structure, which I think, yeah, I think the way the I mean, like skin in the game as well. I think the way the vocals are, they're not. You can tell they're not being bashed out on a dry guitar. You know, they're kind of just they're just getting this big wall of sound, and then the Neil is just like vamping on whatever comes into his mind, and he's kind of just rhythmically saying stuff, you know, at the time that he feels like, just you know, he is using the voice as another instrument, but like a more of a pulsive kind of instrument, you know, where you know he's singing stuff on the one or a three, you know. But when you think about the time, the rhythm, time signature, he's like kind of like, you know, vamping, you know, where you're just kind of jamming, like instead of on the guitar, but like vocally, you know. It doesn't seem like it's well like thought out kind of lines. It's like he just stood in the studio and he's um, you know, he's just kind of like saying, feeling, trying to feel the vibe and like just singing when he feels necessary. Like nothing feels pre-planned about it. It's like kind of he just showed up on the day and he's just sort of laid down some little vocals that are just meant to be like a texture. It hasn't really got the vocal melodic prowess of like Just for a Day or Super Larky. I think that's what's lacking. It's just a bit too like loose, I think, with the vocal lines, the vocal patterns, or whatever you know, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, you think about a song like Allison, and it's, you know, it has got the a very nice vocal melody that you can sing along to. With this, it's like, you know, like one or two word sentences that sort of just appear now and again. It's very loose vamping going on, you know. And by the way, vamping is like some jazz phrase that just means like sort of staying on the idea, like repeating. There's a classical phrase, isn't there, called that? What's it called? Is it canon, isn't it? It's called a canon, I think, in classical music, where you kind of just like reinstating the same idea. But yeah, it's very much like that. The vocals just bouncing off the waves kind of thing, you know, like the way that Neil Halstead surfs down in Cornwall, I guess. You shouldn't replicate that feeling of riding the waves. Um, and yeah, why not? It's super cool. I mean, I would love to surf myself. So yeah, quite jealous. Like he can get on a board and stay standing on a massive wave. I mean, that must feel like a king after that. Um, but yeah, so I just think, yeah, like I was saying, you know, I think it's kind of lost the songwriting prowess really of that early material. Um, that would be my criticism. And like I said, like if it had a dry guitar in there, strumming away, then it would be a bit more like Allison, and you can lay down like a good vocal melody and hook over it. You know, there's no presence of like verse, chorus, bridge, refrain, outro on this. It is just like one flowing continuous stream, and maybe that's what they're going for. You know, they're just I mean, that's what My Bloody Valentine did, albeit, not quite as reverby or ambient. They obviously, they, My Bloody Valentine created songs, didn't they? Like Soon and Swallow, that kind of, they just stick with this one hypnotic idea. Probably Glider would be the song really that really demonstrates that the best, where they're just trying to get you into a trance state. They're not thinking about. It's not like a ride kind of thing where they would create distinctive sections where you've got the verse, chorus, refrain. That's why I think Ride are like they're the songwriters of shoegaze. When you want songwriting prowess, no one can touch them. And then if you want a wall of ambience, no one can touch Slowdive. And if you want some like distorted, fuzzy, kind of messed up, alternate tuning kind of thing, then that would be My Bloody Valentine for you. So I think that's why they're the big three, because they all offer different. They have different parameters, like different approaches and parameters really. Like Ride would be really heavy on their attribute would be like songwriting, like would be like up here, whereas and their sonics would be slightly less, it's probably Ride are like the more sort of normal sounding out of the three bands, so their kind of like sonic intrigue is like sort of midway, unless you're talking about like Dreams Burn Down and Unfamiliar, which are really like today as well, those songs really demonstrate Ride really using effects in a cool way, and Polar Bear as well with the wah pedal and the tremolo phaser going through, and you've got the Evo going on. But yeah, like I said, like so yeah, and then like Slowdive would be like delay, reverb, woof, like that. That attribute would be really high, but then songwriting slightly less, and then My Bloody Valentine would be like, distortion really high, and hypnotizing factor would be really high, but they would kind of lack on the kind of ambience, um, drifty kind of reverb scale. Um, but obviously songwriting factor is sort of up for debate, but the thing with Ride is that they have more of a traditional approach, where you can distinguish that the verse, chorus, refrain. But the good thing about Ride aren't that obvious either, because they don't. Nowhere has no choruses at all. The only thing that's remotely close to a chorus on the album Nowhere would be Paralyzed. When it goes, however hard I try, I crawl when I should fly. Apart from that, you think about Dreams Burn Down. They put like a wall of noise at the end of the verse. So like even Ryder like alternative when it comes to songwriting, but you can distinguish the different sections. That's what I'm saying. And I think Slowdive, I think they've probably got better songs on the album than this. I'm hoping for a bit more songwriting prowess with the non-single tracks. But yeah, we shall see. And just enjoy the song, enjoy the moment. It's just really cool that Slowdive are still going and putting out stuff. And everyone should enjoy the gigs when they see them in October, November. I'm going to see Flying Colours, the Australian shoegaze band, Brody Brummer and Co. in Bristol in September. So yeah, take care, guys, and see you again. Enjoy.